Hey everybody, Ryan FMTG here, and today is a great day because the new set, the Battle of Amatsu, just came out. I'm really itching to start brewing, start playing, start climbing the new ladder since there's new cards, new decks to build, a new season to climb. However, first thing first, it is time to do the set review. Like all my other set reviews in the past, each video will be just one color and we're starting with red, so there'll be 4 videos. My plan is to release one video a day, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then after that we'll go straight into deck building. But that is enough about that. Let's jump into the cards and start talking about all the red cards in the new set. First up, we have Ill-Fated Queen, 5 MP for 1/5 legendary human. It has Veil. Veil's nice, right? Can't be targeted, but still can die to random effects and damage and the like, but Veil's nice. I like that keyword. This unit cannot attack. Okay, that's kind of a downside. However, it is just a 1/5, so that's not that big of a body, so it has to be doing something pretty darn good. It does have a death ability. Death, deal 1 damage to a random enemy unit on the field with the highest MP cost. Once this effect activates 9 times, remove this unit from the game. This is weird. So basically it pings something 9 times and it starts with the opponent's unit with the highest MP cost. It pings that until it dies or after 9 times. So if it's like has 5 HP, it'll ping that 5 times and then go to the next one. So it can really mow things down and just send pings of 1 damage left and right. And the dreams of resurrecting that and getting this back is foiled with the remove this unit from the game ability. I like this card a lot, right? This card seems very, very fun. It is 5 MP. 5 MP for 1/5 is nothing you want to be doing. And I think it's kind of a little silly with Veil, just for the simple fact that like your opponent is not going to be targeting this and killing this because they just want this to sit on the board, kind of like the 4/1 Tyrants back in the day that just destroyed all the MP ramp units. However, this means you can't play like a dual color deck and use Selfless Predation. However, you can still ascend over this, I believe. I believe you can ascend over Veil. And if that is the case, playing Ill-Fated Queen with some ascend units seems really, really good just to throw some pings around. The next legendary is Wildflower, 6 MP for 2/9 human. It has Rush and Spillover. Rush is nice because it just instant attack more or less for your first attack. Spillover is great because it just throws around damage left and right. When played, gain +1 attack for each friendly unit on the field. This does count itself, so it automatically gets 1. If there's 2 other units, it could get at most 3. So dream case scenario, you have 2 other units when you play this, it becomes a 5/9. It does have a attacking, which with Rush, it will trigger more or less instantly 1 time. If this unit's attack is 3 or higher, which it automatically will be 3 or higher, give it -1 attack and Art Charge 2. This is kind of an interesting card because it is 6 MP, so you can't play this in dual color decks unlike some other red legendaries, which isn't that big of a downside. 2/9 for Rush and Spillover for 6 MP, I'm not super happy. 9 HP is a lot, but with Spillover, I kind of want some more attack. However, this automatically is 3 attack, if not 4 or 5. If you are playing tons of units, and this is more or less consistently a 6 MP 5/9 with Rush and Spillover, I like that a lot. The attack, I think that's a downside. I would rather just keep it a 6 MP for 5/9 without the -1 attack and the Art Charge. Yes, Art Charge 2 is nice, but I think I would rather keep the attack on this unit because it has Spillover than the Art Charge. However, Art Charge 2 is not, you can't shrug it off, right? That is a somewhat powerful effect. Maybe powerful is too strong a word. It is a good plus side. So overall, I like Wildflower. This isn't as good as, Fate Defying Ryu or some other red legendaries that are just auto includes. However, this isn't a build around. This is, hey, are you playing units? Yeah, you could throw Wildflower into your deck. Amaterasu is back. This time around, she is very ferocious as she's an epic. It's 3 MP for 1/5 with Rush, attacking, deal damage equal to own attack split among enemy units. So, base level, this is a 3 MP for 1/5 that basically does 1 instant attack and throws around 1 damage. 10 seconds later, it will throw around another damage, 10 seconds, blah, blah, blah. You get what I'm saying. Base stats, I'm not sure if that's a card that you really want to be playing. 1 attack is very low. 5 HP is actually kind of good. What I really want to do is pump this up, or give it agility, or pump it up and give it agility. Give it all, let's live in the magical Christmas land and just have Amaterasu have agility, crush, all the attack. But let's be serious. I think if you're not playing pump spells, I don't really want to be playing this Amaterasu. I don't think it's the worst card, but I think there are other better red cards to play over her. However, if you are playing a more action-based, pump spells, agility, all that, Amaterasu can hit fast and for a lot of damage and just throw damage around. So in my mind, this is a somewhat build-around card, which I'm excited to build around and see how much damage we can throw around each and every attack. And that is the key. It's each and every attack it throws around damage. Shimazu, 8 MP for a 4/7 human. Right off the bat, 8 MP is a lot, so this has to really, really impress me. It has heavy pierce, which is nice. Victory, deal 5 pierce damage to a random enemy unit. While on the field, reduce all damage 5 or more to 1. So let's break this down. Do I want to be playing at 8 MP for 4/7? No, not really. 4/7 is a lot of stats, but 8 MP is too much for me. However, you are getting Heavy Pierce, which Heavy Pierce is nice, right? It could just throw some damage straight to the face once you kill a unit, and a 4/7 will kill some units. Probably. However, it has another keyword, and that's Victory. I don't love Victory because I would rather have my stuff deal stuff, explore, one enters the battlefield, one dies, because Victory, you don't always get the Victory effect. But if you do get the Victory, dealing 5 pierce damage to a random enemy unit is a lot, right? 5 damage is a lot, and pierce damage is a lot. Also, pierce damage plus heavy pierce is kind of nice because you're throwing more stuff to the face. And it has pseudo evasion, while on the field, reduce all damage 5 or more to 1. However, that means everything that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, which more times than not in Teppen, 1 through 4 is more common than 5 and above. But 5 and above, you put this in a lane where they have a 5 attack unit, then you're just reducing it down to 1. That's really, really good. Overall, this card is doing a lot of stuff, but I'm just not that sold on it because Yukimira is 5 MP for 3/3 with Rush. It says, when played, deal 1 damage to the unit in front, then gain Crush. Okay, that's some good stuff going on there. Victory, you explore for a card that is so good. It is an action. It is 1 MP. It has Art Charge 2. Give a friendly unit +2 attack, agility, and reduce any damage of 3 or less taken by this unit to 1. I love this card to explore. It is so, so powerful. However, this is a Victory trigger, or Victory Explore trigger. So let's look at this. 5 MP for a 3/3, off those stats. Those stats are not good for 5 MP. Rush is good, and the one played, you deal 1 damage to the unit in front. That's good, but 1 damage is not a lot, but it can break a shield or something, so that is good, but not great. It has Crush, which I do love. Crush is a very, very powerful keyword, especially when your unit only has 3 HP, but that is only effective for 1 turn. So it's more or less effective for its Rush turn. So you can play this with Rush and Crush and maybe just destroy something, dealing 1 damage and then the 3 damage, and that's really, really good. More times than not, you're never getting that Victory Explore. However, maybe right there you are. So I guess, kind of going back a little bit, how many times could you place this in front of a 4 HP unit? Because you could place this in front of a 4 HP unit, it deals 1, it rushes in and crushes in and kills that unit, you explore, then you play that explore action on this. You know what, I'm becoming more and more high on Yukimira as I'm talking right now, and I really want to play with it because there are a lot of 2, 3, 4 HP units that maybe you can just cheat out that explore, drop it, and then, reducing all 3 damage to 1, +2 attack and agility. It is still fragile, but it is helping with evasion. You know, it's giving itself crush, it's giving itself evasion with its explore package. But I just kind of remember that it's only crush for one turn, and that does kind of make me a little bit sad. Maybe in a dual color deck with shields or something. The more I talk about this card, the more I'm liking it, but maybe it's just for brewing purposes. We'll kind of have to wait and see how powerful this card can be. Fire Doom Mirror, 6 MP for a 3/8 spirit. I want to pay close attention to the spirits to see if the spirit synergies will be there with all the new spirits being added to the card pool. But anyways, death, deal damage equal to own attack split among enemy units. So 6 MP for a 3/8. 8 HP is a lot. 3 attack is not so much. It is 6 MP, and this kind of makes me sad. I wish this was 5 MP because I think spirits might be great with dual colors, but you can't be playing Fire Doom Mirror with a dual color more times than not, besides if you have MP reduction, but more times than not, you are not. So 6 MP for a 3/8, it needs to do something more for me to want to play it. Dealing 3 damage split among all enemy units when this dies is good, but red has ways to more do that frequently when it enters the battlefield or playing field and deals 3 or more damage for a lot cheaper. So overall, Doom Mirror, I'm kind of off. Yoichi, 4 MP for a 2/6. When played, deal 2 damage to the unit in front. I do love red units that have when played effects that are dealing damage either randomly or to the front, and this has it. However, it's 4 MP and it's only doing 2 damage. That's a little bit lower because a lot of times we've seen like 4 MP to deal 3, or like Rashid that could be at least 4 if you get the growth triggers off. However, this has more stats than most of those. A 2/6 is a lot for 4 MP. So it's kind of like, do you want more stats or more damage dealing effects? And I think that this will really matter with the metagame and what type of units are seen played. So could Yoichi kind of fit into a traditional, Ryu Hadoken, well now Amaterasu Great Divine Intervention type deck? Maybe, but maybe not. We'll kind of have to see. Right now, I'm kind of guessing not. Haiki, 4 MP for a 2/5 human. When played, if your explore count is 3 or higher, gain +1/+3 and shield. So this will go to a 3/8 with shield, which is a lot for 4 MP. But this is definitely a build around. You have to be making sure that you are getting your explorer count higher, because a 4 MP for a 2/5 do nothing is not a card I want to play at all. But a 4 MP 3/8 with shield, that's a lot of stuff. However, Jill-centric decks, or Explore-centric, because most of the times they are Jill, they don't have to be, but Explore-centric decks already have things like Nash and other things that get pumped when your Explore count is 3 or higher, and you need to be making sure you played a lot of Explore units to make sure that your Explore count gets there. So I don't really see this being better than Nash or even like Claire or something like that. Miyamoto, 4 MP for 1/8 human with combo and growth of 5. Level 2, it gains +1 attack. At level 3, you explore for Famed Blade, and that is a 1 MP action that says give +3 attack to a friendly unit. A 1 MP action for 3 attack is fantastic. So how much do we like this card? I don't know. 4 MP for 1/8. I wish this was a little bit more attack and a little bit less HP because it has combo. So you definitely need to make this work either with leveling it up or other actions that you are just putting into your deck. Because growth of 5 is a lot in my opinion, especially for red decks. Red decks, like why Amaterasu Great Divine Intervention is so good, is because it's a 3 MP growth dot deck. 5 MP growth is a lot harder. One, it takes more time to do it, and sometimes you have to play 2 units, a 3-drop into a 3-drop, or even a 4-drop into a 3-drop to trigger it once, rather than just 3-drop and you trigger it. Gain 1 attack is good, but that's not tons, right? Gain 1 attack is not tons, but it does have combo, so that 1 attack goes a lot farther. Flame Blade is very, very good. I think this is a build around. This is not necessarily in a growth dot deck, even though it has growth. I think this is, hey, I'm playing Miyamoto. I'm playing other units, hopefully some 5 MP units, and other actions to pump this up right off the bat. So you can play Miyamoto, pump it up, then wait, play a 5-drop, wait, play another 5-drop, something like that. If you're not playing other actions and just waiting for Flame Blade, I think more times than not, Miyamoto will die before you maybe get that Flame Blade, and it won't do that much because it's just one attack. Headless Guardian, 3 MP for a 3/3 Spirit. Death deal 2 damage to the unit in front. I like this card. This card's pretty good, right? 3 MP for a 3/3. Those stats are pretty darn good. Spirits, if spirits get more love, that's going to be great. Death, dealing 2 damage to the unit in front is very good. However, if there is no unit in front, this kind of stinks. So this could be better if it's set to a random enemy unit. But I don't know. I could see Headless Guardian seeing some play. Fire Eye is 4 MP for a 2/6 Spirit. It says Death, give +2 attack to a random friendly unit, effective for 1 attack. I'm not the biggest fan of this card. If spirits are very strong and you want to just play a plethora of spirits, then I'm all in on Fire Eye. Otherwise, I'm pretty off of it, because 4 MP for a 2/6 that's pretty darn good. And the death of giving +2 attack is nice, but it is only effective for 1 attack. So spirit, yes. Random card, no. Up next, we have 4 MP for a 2/6. When played, explore for ammo. So Red's getting some explore love, which is nice. The big thing is this card better than Victor? Victor is 3 MP for 1/5 that you explore for ammo. So basically you are spending 1 more MP for a +1/+1 effect, as it were. And, you're still getting ammo, which is, 1 MP and +2 attack to a friendly unit. So, I don't know, this card could be good. However, I like the 2/6 body way more than a 1/5, but I like the 3 MP play over 4 MP play. And because ammo is good, but a lot of times you just kind of want to play a Victor, maybe you throw ammo on Victor and you just are kind of using it for the explore trigger. So, I don't know. Or just maybe if you want some more lower curve, more ammo centric, or I know I'm saying or a lot, maybe you don't even play this in an explore-centric pack. Maybe you're just playing it with ammo, so you play 3 Victor, 3 of these, and you just want to get all the ammos for a big unit. Haiki is up next. 3 MP for a 2/2. When played, you explore for agility. Agility is 1 MP. Give +1/+1 and agility to a friendly unit. First off, 3 MP for a 2/2, that is not good. This is almost like a throwaway card. A 2/2 is going to die very fast. Yes, it will deal 2 damage. However, agility is a fantastic card that usually comes with green units. So red, just gain agility for very cheap, could be very, very good. So how much is it yes, this card's okay, 3 MP for a 2/2, it deals 2 damage, whatever. How much do you want agility? If you want agility and or you want explore triggers, then this could be a good early play for sure. Our last red unit is Bud Ogre, looking very scary. I'll go with scary. 5 MP for a 2/9 Spirit. Whenever another unit dies, deal 1 damage to the enemy hero. 5 MP for a 2/9 is a lot of HP for sure, not a lot of attack. So this will stick on the board, and that's what it wants to do, right? It wants to see its friends die, so it just keeps on throwing 1 damage over and over at the opponent. And overall, that effect can be good because there are cheaper spirits, as well as this can be in dual color spirits. It seems like spirits really like to die and pump up and stuff like that. They're friends when they die. However, just dealing 1 damage doesn't necessarily seem worth it. Yet again, I've said this in the past, if you want a plethora of spirits, maybe you're playing 1 or 2 of the Bud Ogre just to cap off the curve, but this isn't really making me want to play spirits. We are moving right on to the red actions. Up first is the red legendary action is Crystal Ball. It is 3 MP. Copy 2 random cards from your opponent's deck and add them to your EX pocket. Reduce those cards' MP cost by half. I've said this in the past, but I'll say it again. Stealing cards from your opponent, even though it's fun, isn't necessarily the best. It can be good, but it doesn't necessarily equal greatness, because you put your cards in your deck for a reason. Your opponent puts cards in their deck for a reason. Just because they're good in your opponent's deck doesn't mean they're good in your deck. However, there's universally really, really powerful cards in Teppen, so it can be a give and take. So let's look how powerful that is. You're stealing 2 cards from your opponent. This is draw 2 random cards in the Teppen meta library. Okay, and add them to your EX pocket. Reduce those cards' MP cost by half? is a lot. Half is a lot. So if those are two 4 MP cost cards, they now become two MP cost cards, and that is saving a lot. It basically makes up, because right off the bat, you're spending 3 MP to draw 2 cards, but you're reducing those cards' MP cost, and more times than not, let's go back to the example of 2 4 MP cards, you are saving then, 2 minus 2 minus 2, that is 4 MP cards. You are up in that MP exchange, and that is actually why I think Crystal Ball could be very good, because you're drawing 2 cards. Yes, they're not from your deck, they are kind of random. Hopefully they're good random cards that aren't just bricks. To be fair, there's not tons of bricks. However, there's tons of suboptimal cards that you wish that they were just from your deck. I could see playing Crystal Ball, especially because it's the clause that reduce those cards' MP cost by half. It's not just 1 MP, it's half, and that goes a very long way. Vanishing Tactic is 4 MP. Place 1 red unit in your deck with an MP cost of 4 or less onto the field. That unit gains +1 attack for each time you use Vanishing Tactic this battle. Of note, it is just red unit, so probably not dual colors. It is 4 or less, so a 3 or 4 MP card, and this costs 4. I don't know, right off the bat though, if you play this, you tutor up a 4 MP cost unit, place it onto the field, it automatically gets +1 attack. Play it, do it again, it's +2 attack, +3 attack. If you're getting 4 MP cost units with Tactic, then that's great, because you're not, you're spending 4 MP to play a 4 MP unit and give it +1, then +2, +3. If you're spending 4 MP to get a 3 MP unit, you are kind of trading down in the MP exchange. However, you're then still getting the +1 attacks. And this is good because if you care about memory or something like that, Thunderstorm, 5 MP, deal 8 damage to an enemy unit, then deal 4 to adjacent units. My first question, maybe this is just my brain, is, okay, you deal 8 damage to an enemy unit for 5 MP. That's not an exchange that I really want to be playing. 8 damage is a lot, but 5 MP is a heck of a lot. So you care about adjacent units, so you really, really want to get those adjacent units and more or less always be doing the middle unit, right? Target this with the middle unit. If that unit dies, does it still deal 4 damage to the bottom and top unit? Because it says deal 8 damage to an enemy unit, then deal 4 damage to adjacent units. So if you deal 8 damage to an enemy unit, that unit dies, it's not on the board, so does the then trigger deal 4 to adjacent units? Maybe I'm overthinking this, and maybe other people are like, yeah, of course it does. So I kind of want to play with this and clarify. I think even if that unit does die with 8 damage, it still triggers the 4 to adjacent units. Let's look at it that way. This card seems fun. I'm not sure how good it is, because 5 MP is a lot. Red loves the damage dealing effects that are like 1, 2, maybe 3 MP, so 5 is a heck of a lot more. But 8 damage plus 4 is 16 damage, and that can go a long way. However, it more or less forces you to really want to be always targeting the middle lane. And what if they only have 1 unit and you're just, trading up? So this is kind of like a good song and dance of a card that's not always good, but can be very good when it is good. So this could be a 1 or 2 of. I don't think this is going to be a 3 of. The meme dream card is here, Pride of the Moles. 4 MP, deal 7 damage split among enemy units. If a unit is destroyed by this damage, place a Lil Moly onto the field. This card, I love the flavor, I love the art, I don't think I love the effect. 4 MP to deal 7 damage, kind of going back to what we were saying about Thunderstorm. 4 MP is a little high for damage dealing effects, and 7 damage is a lot, but we have like Rescuer's Bullet and Trust Aim Suspicion and stuff like that are 2 MP. Yes, less damage than 7, but half the cost in an MP way. So yeah, 4 MP to deal 7 damage doesn't seem that great. How much do you care about getting little molies on the battlefield? That actually can be really good, but 7 damage might not kill anything. So am I probably going to brew up a whole mole tribe centric deck? Yes. Do I think this card is that good? I don't think it's that good. Ring of Fire, 3 MP, give +2 attack to a friendly red unit, give +1 attack to all other friendly units. Interesting, 3 MP for a pump action is a little bit more expensive than I would usually like to play, besides that they're really, really good. So is this one really, really good? It's +2 attack. I want more because I can get that for 1 or 2 MP. However, it spreads the love out to your other units by throwing around +1 attacks, which is really nice if you have 3 units. If you have 3 units and this is 3 MP for +4 attack, that can be good. But if you have no other units or 1 other unit, I don't know. I think there's just other better pump spells to be doing. Shadow Clones, 1 MP. Tell me more, because 1 MP anything can be very effective and very good very fast. Or it could be a throwaway card. Let's find out. Move a friendly unit to a random open board slot. That's it. No MP, no +1 or anything like that. I don't know how good of an effect, or well, I don't think this effect is that good. Even though it is on a 1 MP action, the only time I can see this being good is if you just care about racking up memory as quickly as possible. Because just moving one of your units to a different board slot, yes, that could be really powerful because it could be great, either attacking into an open board slot or defending into a board slot where your opponent is doing something. But I would rather be playing other cards that gives you, plus attack or MP charge or something like that. Common reinforcements, 5 MP, and I kind of feel bad for these guys in this photo because they're common reinforcements. They're not epic reinforcements, they're common reinforcements. Hopefully they don't think too poorly about themselves with that name. But anyways, place up to 2 red units in your deck with an MP cost of 3 or less onto the field. So of note, this is red units. Red does have tons of really good 3 MP plays like Amaterasu Great Divine Intervention, which is just all 3, oh well not all, but tons of 3 MP stuff and 3 MP growth and whatnot. So as long as you can get 2 units with an MP cost of 3, that is a 5 MP action for 6 MP worth of unit stats. And that is actually a pretty darn good trade. However, if you're only getting 1 unit, that is a bad trade, a very bad trade. So, in Great Divine Intervention, you maybe could play this card, because that nice 2 for... This is literally spend 1 action, get 2 cards, and you save 1 MP. If it's an active response phase, you save even more MP. So I'm kind of excited to brew around with common reinforcements, or maybe I shouldn't even say brew around. Take a couple cards out of like Great Divine Intervention or any other like 3 MP growth dot deck and see how common reinforcements play in there. Up next, red is getting some more burn. Let's see how good this is. It's 2 MP, which red loves 1 and 2 MP cost damage dealing effects. This deals 3 damage to an enemy unit. If that unit is a spirit unit, Art Charge 2. I'm not a big fan of this card. 2 MP to just deal 3 damage. We can deal a lot more damage, or 4 or 5 MP for 2 MP, or Chain of Fists for 1 MP. And yes, Art Charge 2 is fantastic, especially on just a 2 MP play, but that unit has to be a spirit. And I think this is kind of that corner case scenario that 1 in X amount of times, and X is quite big, that you are killing something, or that unit is a spirit. The spirit doesn't need to die or anything. However, if spirits are all over the place and it's 100%, Art Charge 2, I don't know. I still think I would rather play a higher damage dealing effect action than that. Cherry Bomb is up next. It is 2 MP, deal 2 damage to all units. Of note, your units, your opponent's units, doesn't matter. It's Cherry Bomb. It's going everywhere. This is kind of nice because if your opponent has 3 units on the board and you have 0 units, let's live in that world, this is dealing 6 damage. That's kind of nice. It's breaking up shields and stuff like that. However, red usually plays a lot of units, and it's probably playing units that Cherry Bomb is going to hurt, and that doesn't feel good. I see a world where Denjin Renki, that doesn't play tons of units, and you can get just think about using Denjin Renki on this. Now this is dealing 3 damage to all units. That feels good. So in regular red decks, or most red decks, I don't see playing Cherry Bomb. In a Dungeon Ranky, I kinda like this card. Flood Attack, it is 3 MP, deal X damage, split among enemy units, where X is the number of units on the field, plus 2. So this is very reminiscent of a core legendary card of Dual Dragon Hado. That was legendary, this is common. But whatever. 3 MP, deal X damage, split among enemy units, where X is the number of units on the field, plus 2. It's fine. If there's 6 units, at most this is dealing 6 plus 2, so 8. Split among enemy units, that's really good for 3 MP, and I do like that. But how many times is this just going to be like 5 or something like that? Overall, I don't see this being that good. Maybe in a Dungeon Ranky like Cherry Bomb, but maybe not. Last but not least, well, maybe least, let's find out. Cannon of Divine Rule, 6 MP, Art Charge 4. We're seeing a lot more Art Charge, which Art Charge is nice, and 4 is a lot. Deal 9 damage to an enemy unit. Off it. 6 MP is so expensive for a damage dealing action, removal action. 9 damage is a lot. But 6 MP is a lot, and there are way better things like Rescuer's Bullets, a Chain of Fists, and stuff like that. And yes, you have 9 damage and Art Charge 4, but it's 6 MP. I just want to play Fate Defying Ryu for 6 MP and win the game. So kind of off Cannon of Divine Rule. However, that is the last red card, and red has me excited. There's definitely some cards that look very, very good, some cards that seem like they have brewing potential, and then some cards that probably won't see that much play, but hey, that's like most Teppen sets, or just most card game sets in general. So next up, we will be doing the green cards. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all for the green cards.